SQM Mobile contains a bubble level function so that you can use it so that the SQM itself is aligned towards the zenith. I'm going to show you here how to calibrate this bubble level function. I'm going to use a table. This table here isn't actually level, it's nice and flat but not level. We can see it's slightly off level in that direction, but as we move to this direction we can see that it's out by 2 degrees. That's not important because the calibration will take that out. To get to the calibration, we go to the zenith pointing assistant, sensor calibration, which calibrates the sensors in the iPhone itself, and we have to enter 6 values with the, that's 2 per axis for the 3 axes of the phone, and 1 in each direction for the axis so that we can compensate for slope in the table. So I'm going to lay it on this block, which is more handy than going all the way around the table. And notice that the phone has a raised rim around the camera. I don't want that on the block because it will disturb things. So I'm going to move it to the edge so that it's hanging off the side. And I'm using the corners or the edges of the block to align the measurements so that they're exactly 180 degrees, respectively 90 degrees apart. So we'll start with the first one, A, in that direction, and we'll switch it 180 degrees to the other side of the block, lining up with the edge of the block, and capture B. Then I'll shift 90 degrees, keeping the camera off the block, and capture C, and then we go 180 degrees from that one, and capture D. Now we come to the other axis, and for that the phone has to stand on its edge. There are buttons along the edge, both sides. We want to avoid those becoming entangled in the measurements, so I'm going to have the phone hanging off the edge of the block, and I'm going to use this wooden block where I've cut the edge off at exactly 90 degrees to support the camera in a vertical position. Sorry, the phone in a vertical position. So now I'm going to capture the next one, which is E, and then we rotate it like that. Again, making sure there are no buttons underneath. Support the phone against the block and capture the last measurement, which is F. With that captured, we're able to compute the calibration. And there it is. Now we can go to the bubble view and we can verify that it turns green when it's vertical. I'll use the block just to prove it. Here we are, vertical. Remember I said there's no slope in this direction, so there we are. We have it's set for plus and minus 2 degrees, so the 2 degree slope of the table is still just about in tolerance. So there's our bubble level.